Today we'll be taking a look at the Air Lift LoadLifter 5000 air helper springs. These are going to be air springs to go on the rear axle of our vehicle to help level it out whenever it's under a heavy load, whether we're hauling an RV or towing something behind us, a gooseneck trailer, fifth wheel, camper, anything like that. A lot of times we'll have some pretty common issues with those heavy loads. The back end of the vehicle wants to sag down. That's going to bring the front end back up, messes with your steering geometry, just makes the overall ride not as comfortable and not as safe. So this is going to help to bring that back end back up and also to offset any offsettered loads. So if you've got an in-bed camper, this will also help to bring up the one side and get everything leveled out again. It eliminates body rolls. That's typically the feeling where feels like the vehicle is just swaying side to side. If you're going down the highway and encountering any kind of crosswinds, you can typically feel like you're having to really struggle to keep that wheel steady. So it's just going to help to firm up our suspension and make everything a lot safer and more comfortable. The springs inflate independently, so that's how we get that side to side independent movement there, or adjustment, as well as bringing it up front to back. They're made out of a durable 2-ply fabric reinforced rubber. So that's going to have a good durability. These are double convoluted, so that's why it has that second piece in the middle there. It helps it to keep from expanding out too far, so it'll stay pretty nice and compact. And the one fitment issue would be to make sure that you have at least 9 inches in between the top of your spring pack and your wheel to make sure that you have enough clearance for the bags. These are going to have a load lifting capacity of up to 5,000 pounds. That number is not going to increase your vehicle's overall weight carrying capacity, so you never want to exceed your manufacturer's recommended weight limit. This is just going to help to support those already existing suspension components in your vehicle. And by doing so, that's also going to help those to last longer, since now we're spreading out the weight over more components. It's just going to help everything to wear a little bit easier. Comes with everything you see here laid out on the table. We'll have our 2 bags, the brackets, and our 1/4-inch air fittings, a length of air hose with the Schrader valves already installed on the ends. Then we'll have the rest of our lower hardware to cinch that down around our spring pack. A heat shield to go on the passenger side. That's typically where the exhaust is located, so that helps to protect your bag from any kind of heat-related issues. You just want to mount this up on your exhaust pipe at the closest point where it would pass closest to your bag to help shield it from any heat. The hose clamps go around the exhaust to hold it in place. The rest of the hardware is going to mount it up to the frame of your vehicle. Some later model vehicles may require some drilling, but if you have some pre-existing holes, you always want to use those. And the instructions go through the details of how to get everything lined up and find the proper spot for mounting these. So depending on your application, you might have some drilling to do, but in some cases you might be able to just use those existing holes. We'll also get the hardware for our Schrader valves on the ends. We'll have our caps and everything, and you can pretty much pick wherever you want to have those mounted up. You are limited to the length of air hose as far as getting that mounted, but you can have one on either side. You can have both coming out by your gas cap, or maybe both mounted up to the rear. Kind of depends on where you want to have those mounted up. The air pressure is adjustable between 5 psi and 100 psi, so you always want to make sure that you have at least 5 pounds of pressure in the bags at all times. And it's not a bad idea to pick up a compressor to go with this, so that you can actually adjust that pressure from inside your cab without having to go to a gas station or somewhere else to fill up the bags if you need more air, check the gauges, or check the pressure by getting out of your vehicle. Compressor systems can be found here at etrailer.com if you want to add that to your system. And you can either make that a single pass, which would join the 2 bags together, or you can get a dual pass, which would keep both bags independent of each other. It comes with a lifetime warranty and a 60-day satisfaction guarantee from Air Lift, and these are made in the USA. And that's going to do it for our look at the Air Lift LoadLifter 5000 Air Helper Springs.